Good afternoon, or whatever time what. This is the internet. You could be watching this anytime. I'm sorry. My fellow Americans, I have some good news for you and some bad news for you. The good news is that you're all eternal divine beings of light. Okay? There's no God that is outside of yourself. There is no separation between you and me or God or anything. There's just a continuity of consciousness, an energy field, a conscious energy field that we are all a part of, and that is God. It's within us. God does not judge. It does not control your life. It's just a field of love for you to tap into and create your life as you see fit and share with others. Now for the bad news. You've been lied to. You've been lied to since the day you were born. Believing that we live in a free country and that this is the greatest country in the world. So getting into the conspiracy stuff, which, like I said in some of my other videos, there's a lot of dark, negative, depressing energy surrounding that, material for good reason. But there's a positive end to the story, But we have to be aware of it, though, because we can't make the necessary changes in our society if we just ignore it. So, just to run them down real quick, we have the Maine that started the Spanish-American War. We have the Lusitania, which started World War I. Pearl Harbor, which started World War II. The assassination of JFK, which prolonged the Vietnam War. And then 9/11, which has gotten us into our current situation where, the opium production in Afghanistan has gone up about 1,000%, which, the pharmaceutical companies that put opium in most of their antidepressants are, profiting off of that. And then, of course, the weapons manufacturers and military contractors, like Halliburton and Blackhawk and Bechtel and all these guys, they've been making a lot of good money off of this here Iraq war. Now all that stuff is fine and good, and it's all in the past. Of course, there's a RFK in there too, but it's in the past, and there's not much we can do to change it. But what we can do is something that's going on right now that we can change is free energy. There are technologies that exist where we don't need to burn one drop of oil or 1 ounce of coal. But of course, the oil companies and the coal companies aren't going to want to let that see the light of day because they'd lose a lot of money. So I want everyone to educate themselves about free energy technologies. This is something that was started. It was a dream of Nikola Tesla. He wanted to give the world free energy. He wanted to build this tower on Long Island and shoot electricity down into the earth and have people be able to pull electricity out of the earth. And he said the natural electromagnetic field of the earth and whatnot would maintain this electricity, and then we'd all have free energy. And I guess he was successful in this endeavor to some degree as far as being able to pull electricity right from the soil, right from the ground. And if everyone saw the movie The Prestige, they kind of mentioned that in there. And he was just destroyed by Thomas Edison, who was in bed with the money power like Westinghouse and those guys, and who were just profiting off of everybody. And actually, Tesla went to J.P. Morgan to ask him for money to build this tower to give the world free energy. And J.P. Morgan's response was, "Free energy? How can I make any money off of that?" So it's such a travesty when you look at how the Earth is being polluted and killed to give everyone energy when this entire planet could have free energy. And the naysayers will say, well, that violates the third law of thermodynamics, that any device can output more energy than it takes in. Okay, but that's the same type of mentality that people had when they thought the Earth was flat when it was actually round. These are the times we're living in right now. People think the Earth is flat when it's round. science and religion has been at odds for ever since the time of Galileo. Now science has actually proven the existence of what we can call COD, which is this continuity field, because there is a field of consciousness, because they've done experiments like where they've taken a cell and off from a person and had that person go like miles away and then like almost get hit by a car, and the cell responds negatively to that, or if something good happens to them, they meet someone like a friend or a loved one, and the cell responds positively. There's been other experiments where like scientists have placed like two cells apart from each other, and they know somehow to grow towards each other. And David Wilcock does some talks about this more other experiments where cells from different animals have like tapped into this field of consciousness to develop how they're imprinted to develop. And when I say we're all divine beings of light, it's true. We are bioluminescent beings. Our cells contain light. They did an experiment where they shot a laser through a strand of DNA, and the spiral of the DNA channeled the energy, and they removed the strand, and the laser continued to go through the spiral, even though the DNA was no longer there, meaning that DNA left its energetic imprint in that space. We're all just energy, man. We're just different frequencies, different molecules, different vibrations, but it's all conscious. Every little particle has the same consciousness to it. And Jesus would be really pissed about what has been done in his name, and all this anti-gay stuff. It's just ridiculous. I can't believe it. But that's why I'm here, to share this knowledge and information. And the second coming of Christ consciousness is here, and it's not going to manifest in one man or people being punished. It's going to manifest in thousands, hopefully millions of people like myself stepping forward and saying, this is how it is. Wake up. I'm trying to unplug people from the matrix here, and just spread love and awareness. I see myself as a bridge builder between the conspiracy community and the spiritual community, because there's spirituality lacking in the conspiracy community and conspiracy consciousness lacking in the spiritual community, because the spiritual community likes to say, oh well, we don't want to talk about that negative stuff, we'll just focus on the positive, and we're just going to change the world that way with our positive vibrations. And that's cool, that's better than nothing, but it's more powerful if we address it and say and share this information and with as many people as we can, without shoving it down their throats, because that doesn't do any good, but with love and compassion, and saying, we've been lied to. They've been pulling a fast one on us here, and but let's come together with love and compassion, and have love and compassion for those Illuminati guys who have been perpetrating all this stuff, that they can change their ways and bring about the positive changes that they have the power to do. That's a great note to end on. So, namaste, love and light, peace.